Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent his messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 371st One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be your host once again in this weekly series of workshops that's been ongoing for many years now. And once again, we have the honor of being joined with members and support members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's program. And just let me get that ready here, and we will begin our workshop. And here we go. We have a welcoming with Dean or Mark. I'm not sure which. I'll have you guys make that decision.
Thank you, Rick. It's Dean here. I will say, I'm sure I can say a few words and as a welcome to the Universal Council meeting. And Mark, I'm sure if you have something to say, you can say something too. Okay, so this is the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. As we all know, it's a time, place, and position where we bring the soul of physicality, and the soul of man together as one, and we communicate beautiful knowledge from the foundation, from the knowledge of the universe, and we share it openly and freely. We make wishes, we make beautiful presentations, very simple presentations, but the knowledge and the understanding behind it is very deep, is very beautiful and very profound. And it leads us to a position of understanding that beauty, that divinity that's within inside ourselves, that condition of the soul that is everlasting and is present in this moment. And with all the outside, as Mr. Keshe said in the last meeting, what does he say? Hullabaloo or something like this. All that, everything outside of you that's going on constantly. When we realize that we have these conditions of the ability to communicate and be present anywhere that we choose, in any position. And so for this presentation, for this moment, for this Universal Council meeting, we'd like to bring ourselves into a position of becoming aware of the essence of ourselves, letting go of all the baggage, of all the daily infrastructures and communications and everything else that's happening. In this moment, we join the soul of man with all the other souls. So just take some time, time that doesn't exist. So to take this moment, receive this moment, and join with the other beautiful souls that are present. Understand that they're here to share their soul with you. So they're giving freely and unconditionally for you to receive. And this whole structure is based around a very simple principle of a centralized seed, the essence of the creation. And from that seed being a correct seed, then everything from that seed then blossoms, blooms out, becomes a spiral of plasma that interacts in the conditions, the environments, whether it's in a plasmatic condition on a soul level, or whether it's in your physical form, in the matter state condition that you are perceiving right now. We operate in both dimensions. and that is both the foundation, the Universal Council, all the souls that are present, and the physical and non-tangible beings that are present with us, and the countless amounts of other creatures that we know are present, but we pay no real attention to, because everything has a soul. So every grain of sand on planet Earth has a soul, and that's in the physical form. And then if you can think of all the trillions and billions and countless numbers of other interactions of physical form, souls, and non-dimensional. So can you imagine the amount of interactions in the dimensions all around us on a soul level that we are receiving from the fields in this very moment? And so when we quieten ourselves, when we become present in the moment, and when we are here to establish that connection with the Creator. And remember that Creator, there is a spark of this within inside of you. This is called the soul of man, and it's connected with all the other souls. And it's receiving this constant field strength communication in this precise moment. And where you decide to view from and what you decide to view upon is what you can receive. And so the biggest gift for me is this the knowledge that's being shared. And as I said, the beautiful souls that are always present here, and the Universal Council, they have the most incredible presence. And when humanity comes to understand the beauty of what is present and what is displayed before us on a table, and the table can be a physical table, as in the Iranian New Year that's just happened, or it could be a table from the Creator that has endless items that we can choose and pick from and interact with, depending upon our own intelligence, our own understanding, because we can develop, interact, and create anything we wish. And as you know, we make many, many wishes within the Universal Council. And these are displayed daily for everybody to interact with. And when you add your soul intention to the wish with all the other souls, it becomes a very, very powerful field strength interaction that touches all the other souls. And remember, nothing is higher and nothing is lower. However, the soul of man is much higher than the physicality of man. So that dimension, that when you touch it and when you give to it, you can affect the physical form by interaction on a soul level, giving to the soul, elevating the soul, elevating your own soul. And then this, when you're in the physical form on the planet Earth, then manifests in the matter state. So the little me, whether you're whoever you are, you all affect a whole spectrum of everything that's present on planet Earth. So whether you're the biggest, strongest, whatever you'd like to call yourself, or you're the most weakest, humblest, whatever you'd like to call yourself, you all have a part to play and to be part of, and you have an interaction. No one is higher, no one is lower. So bring the beauty of your soul to interact with the Universal Council in this moment, and then we interact with the totality of creation. And you and I, and each and every one of us are all part of this. So welcome to the Universal Council meeting, and please enjoy it, because the souls here are here to give freely and unconditionally to you, for you to receive knowledge, beauty, and wonderful, incredible field strength spectrum of energies that you need or you require or you would like to receive. Thank you very much. Okay, Mark, I don't know if you would like to say anything else.
I see we have
Myrna's also has a hand up here.
yes. I thought we'd ask Myrna's if she'd like to say anything, or that was just a inadvertent hand. Myrna's? Okay, I think Dean has said quite a lot. A very beautiful, Dean. Thank you. And of course, we're here in a way to help the promise of the Holy Book to be dispersed across this planet. As we heard, the promises of the past are now being fulfilled. So the fun has just begun as I see it. And I don't think we have the full comprehension of the impact of this technology now or in the future. But this is the time to celebrate 25, 26, and I think going forward. And many gifts are being given to humanity. A new wave of knowledge, a new energy is going to be released amongst men on this planet. And we're becoming aware in a way of our own strength and how our strength and our thoughts can bring the change. We're, in a way, collectively bringing a new dimension to this planet, a new cycle of life. Again, this is another gift that man is going to be given the key to enter this cycle of life, going from energy to the matter state and back to energy. So there's many, many beautiful technologies about to release, all for the elevation of the soul of the man. And I see many people are here continually. You're part of the UC as I see it, even if you don't have any designation or anything like that. If you're here and want to bring the change, and again, you're fulfilling this in a way for yourself. It's for you to explore, probe, and understand, and then sort of apply this. And we see how in the coming time, the teaching won't really be in the physical dimension. It seems like in what was said in the last workshop, you want to become a doctor. You don't become a doctor by reading books. You actually receive the intellect. And this is where we're on this soul-to-soul communication. You manifest yourself in China. You can't speak the language. Well, maybe before you should interact with the soul of the nation or the soul of the people, where instead of going to school to learn how to read, write, and speak, you will have that knowledge within a second. And I think this is part of this soul transfer of knowledge, which is part of this promise. It's all coming together in so many ways, and we're glad you're here, and see how you can fit in to serve the others. As we've often said in one of the ethos, it's find something to serve, not something to serve you. So there's a huge work being put forward by the Keshe Foundation, and we can all, in a way, carry a very small piece of this very large carpet. So see how you fit in. If you're retired or if you're not retired and you're working, you can write to info@Keshe Foundation and just express your willingness to support the Keshe Foundation and expand the Keshe Foundation knowledge across. This is going to be a new dimension for all of us on this planet, where we sort of lose the idea of killing and taking and go more on the idea of elevation and giving life to others. So this is all part of it, and we're not here by coincidence. So thank you for your presence, and hopefully you start to open up dimensions in a way on the soul level for others or in the matter state. I think there's so many different ways this technology is going to intersect with humanity. We haven't even realized all the ramifications. So it's beautiful that you're here, you're part of it, and it's not by accident or coincidence that we're together today. And then, of course, we're learning about our own energies, and then putting those energies in combination with each other creates another new dimension of elevation of world leaders. And we'll hear about this later. But you're part of the change, and you can expand that. So thank you very much for appearing here today with us as part of the Universal Council.
Okay, thank you, Mark and Dean, for your intro there. And speaking of new dimensions, we can move into the next slide, perhaps, where we have graphics of the collective souls from the excerpt from the 582nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last Thursday, March 20th. Just let me get that lined up here. Okay, I'll play that now.
No, what the? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, that's right. Okay. This is the structure of the soul today, as part of the teaching, which is a direct connection, if you see it, directly to the soul. And all of you are benefiting by it in all dimensions. This is what we receive, or we're receiving during the process from the universal energy. This is the what we call the soul of all of you, if you understand it. I go again. And this is the dimension of the soul of the energy, which converts from the energy of the universe in our process, conveys directly into what we call the soul of physicality. And this is us in a blue where we are as a whole, what we receive. Very much concentrated. If I can expand to something which you might understand in the future, it's beautiful if you understand this. This means the fields, the cosmic rays, the soul of the universe is there to support humanity for the change. This is why it's so concentrated directly. We have no connection as such as the humans. This is the level of the energy fields which we operate under. And you see it is above us, is above human race. And it shows how much the change is about to come. Thank you very much for today. Happy New Year. Happy Nowruz to all the Iranians who will believe in the path of Mitra and Zoroaster. And I hope this will bring the changes which was promised and will be fulfilled.
Okay, that's our excerpt from the 582nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Now we'll go back to our presentation. Bear with me a second here. Okay, there's our presentation. And next we have the wishes And I'll remind our audience that we'll have a full minute of silence for the implementation of each wish. And I believe we begin with Shweta.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. The beautiful wishes, my dear beautiful soul. Here are we, the Universal Council, give through our souls to the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation to release technology in exchange of peace. TIET.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls the beautiful manifestation of Keshe Foundation technologies throughout our beautiful planet Earth.
Got Stefania up for this one, or Elizabeth?
Yes, I can read it. Sorry. We, the Universal Council, give through our soul and give us immense joy to see the universe in balance with all the soul. Sorry. We give our soul, give immense joy to see the universe in balance with all the soul in one family, one nation, one planet, and one universal race as one soul.
And I've got Joseph or Marinez for this one.
I think it's Joseph. Hello, it's Menos. We, the Universal Council, wish and are looking forward scientists, professionals, laymen, experienced people in plasma science with expertise in different fields to join us to be part of the soul of peace.
In connection with the soul of the Universal Council, we, the Universal Council, give strength to all religions to begin the process of elevating the soul of the man to find his path to his creator, where science meets the soul of the man.
We, the Universal Council, welcome the new year 2025 and entering in the universal community. We enter in the new universe. The soul of Mitra has entered the universe world of knowledge and sharing as one nation, one planet, one race.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so, so much. And beautiful wishes where science meets the soul, dear beautiful souls. And I will say, in the path of peace, it all works. It all comes in fruition. The prosperity, the love, the kindness, the all that is love for all, humanity, elevating, loving in all that is needed. Thank you so much. Join the soul of man with the soul of physicality by speaking these words in this moment. I love you, my soul. I live with you and I love. I love you, I live you, and I love with you. And of course, I adore you. See what the soul will give back to you. See, understand? Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next presentation, my dear. This is the wish for today as we are doing this, as Universal Council, as knowledge seekers, as beautiful souls. This is the wish for the day, and it will roll out the whole day, 24 hours, and always is it. And it is for all, elevation of all humanity, and of course, a relation that is now has been communicated or formed with the universal community. So this is the wish, my dear. Share and post it wherever you want to. Share to comes in, and it comes in fusion in a way, as this is a wish. We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders to achieve permanent and lasting peace as part of the soul of peace and totality. 1 minute of silence. Thank you. Thank you for always being present in this elevation, my dear beautiful soul. The soul connection, as we are always connected and will be forever as part of one being, as part of one soul. So I will say, I will do this soul connection today in my mother language, Bengali, and I will do it for 3 minutes, 3 minutes of silence, of course. And I will start now explaining what to do, how to breathe in, focus on breathing, because as a living being, we always insist on this prana, taking the prana, giving the prana to all, present in all beings as a love, as love. So I will start in Bengali. আপনাদের সবাইকে শাশ্বত প্রণাম, নমস্কার আর স্যালিউট বলি, আসসালামু আলাইকুম বলি। আর আপনাদের সবাইকে বলি যে আপনারা একবার এই আত্মার উন্নয়নের জন্য, আত্মার যোগাযোগের জন্য, যেটা আমরা সবসময় আছি, শুধু একবার, সবসময় একবার ভাবা যে এই ভাবনাটা যে ভালোবাসার, যে আমরা সবাই একসাথে আছি, সেই নিয়ে আমরা আত্মার উন্নয়ন করি। আর এই নিয়ে আমরা শ্বাস প্রশ্বাসের দিকে একটু যাই, একটুখানি আমরা ওটার জাগরণের উপরে ধ্যান দিই, ধ্যান মানে ফোকাস করি। আর শ্বাসটা যখন নেবেন তখন শ্বাসের দিকেই মন দেবেন, শ্বাসটা আস্তে করে নেবেন, নিজের হৃদয়ের মধ্যে শ্বাসটা নেবেন, আবার ওটাকে আস্তে করে একটা গিভিং পজিশনে সবাইকে, একটা দেওয়ার দানের পজিশনে সবাইকে আবার ওটাকে দেবেন, রিলিজ করবেন। তো এই নিয়ে শ্বাস একটু নেবেন আর শ্বাস প্রশ্বাস রিলিজ করবেন ভালোবাসায়, শান্তিতে আর সবসময় একটা শুভ একটা এটাই আমরা বলবো এটা শুভ মুহূর্ত, সবসময় এই মুহূর্ত। তো আমি আপনাদের সবাইকে আগ্রহ আর অনুরোধ করি আর অভিনন্দনও জানাই যে আপনারা এখানে আছেন সবাই। আর এই নিয়ে আমরা আরম্ভ করি। আস্তে করে শ্বাস নেবেন, আস্তে করে শ্বাস ছাড়বেন। আর আপনার যে নিয়ত সেটা বলবেন। আমাদের নিয়ত হচ্ছে সবাই আত্মার উন্নয়ন আর পুরো পৃথিবী, পুরো ব্রহ্মাণ্ডে একটা যোগাযোগ, একটা উন্নয়ন। তো আমাদের ধ্যানটা এখন শুরু হলো, 3 মিনিটের জন্য থাকবে। থ্যাংক ইউ। আর ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে আজকে এখানে প্রস্তুত থাকার জন্য। সবাই প্রেম আর ভালোবাসা হৃদয়তে নিয়ে সবাইকে আবার শুক্রিয়া বলি, ধন্যবাদ বলি। থ্যাংক ইউ বিউটিফুল সোল and for being present always here with full of love in your heart and soul and understanding in your soul, well, I will say. And thank you. And I shukriya and dhanyavad. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Now we can go to the next present. Mehrnaz has to. Mehrnaz,
Okay.
welcome.
Yes.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Mehran. You see, supporter for Farsi languages. So it's something like what we usually do for soul connection, except that we do it in our personal time, and to be more efficient, we do it all together. We ask all knowledge seekers, all people who listen to this message, everywhere, and even in universal community, that they join our souls together and wish for peace in the world and bringing kindness and heart to this world, that all together we wish that this beautiful planet is a place of enjoying life for everybody, because we have the poet, Iranian poet of 7th century, Sa'di, which is saying humanity is the different fingers of a hand. When one of them is suffering, the others suffer. And if you want to deserve being a human, you should have compassion with others. Otherwise, we are not a race of human. It's so much involved in our genes to be kind. Kind people are usually full of light, full of happiness. And there are sicknesses they don't even get. So what we want for this world is a world of happiness for everybody. And we want nobody suffers from hunger, suffers from security, suffers from any of these things. Of course, we have raised the soul of humanity. It shows people are in streets because everywhere, almost many countries, that they were silent before, because they know that we need a stable stability, and we don't want to just be driven by the leaders everywhere. We feel this lack of humanity. We are getting away from love that God put in our hearts. We are away from the heart. We are away from the compassion and peace in ourselves, in our community, and in the world. So we put us together a moment and think of all this, and we join the whole souls together. And we stay there for a moment. And I thank you, everybody, anywhere. Also, anybody outside Earth who wishes us this peace, and also anybody in any other sector, religions, who wish peace, true peace and love and kindness for humanity. We all help us together. We are not alone. We are all together to wish peace. Thank you.
The next part is the commandments with Joseph. I'm not sure if his microphone is working. We're not hearing you, Joseph, so I think it's still having issues.
Now you can hear me.
Now I hear you. Go ahead, please.
We have reached the commandment number 5. It's honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord God gives you. We have started this energy, and our father and mother have created the environment where we as energy could build up our body. Then birth came, and we got into the land that our father and mother has created. You can see also sun and earth as father and mother, like the center of the galaxy and the sun, like the center of the universe and the galaxy. These fathers and mothers have created that we are able to experience from the lowest level to the highest. Now it should be very much easier to honor every father and mother, and also to be father or mother. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Joseph. Beautiful, beautiful indeed. Yes, yes, Mehran?
Yes, if I can add something
Yes,
personal,
yes,
that
please, please.
as far as I always, um, I always invite everybody to help and honor their parents. It's very difficult because we don't know their psychology, their past, their problems. They're like anybody else. And when they get older, they have tempers which are different from where they were young. And sometimes, honestly, it's very hard to cope with them. They break you, they humiliate you, they do anything. Like somebody who is drunk and you don't know how to deal with it. But there are two things we can do to still stay in a harmony with them. One, to raise the souls of them. And secondly, to better ourselves, to understand them, to find any means we have around to understand this face of humanity, this new problem. And then we think that maybe through them, God had a plan, or our higher spirit had a plan that we become a better person. Because they are the only ones I always hold myself responsible to, no matter what, to help them and to honor them as much as I can, to take care of them. Because I don't want to get out of this world and be in debt to anybody, even my parents. Like, my mother is alive now. And when you think that she has kept us 9 months with all the sickness that it might come with, all the energy they gave, all the protection they did in their womb, that this child be safe, be nourished. And then the suffering of birth date, which no man can accept that to do it. That's why they cannot give birth. So they have passed this, and then they raise at night 1 time, 2 times, to feed the baby, to clean the baby, to take care of baby when they're sick, to cry when they're sick, to spend the most they have, even though they don't have, to have the best medication for the child, to have the best care that they can. And then the child becomes older and then goes to school, and then there are friends, there is society, etc., which continue educating the child. But the base that did all that for us is still here. Without that care, we couldn't be here. And not be here to try to be someone good. So not only that, but also I think I've heard, Mr. Keshe maybe, that when the sperm and egg meet each other and create the soul, there has to be the acceptance of other souls around that the soul comes to this body. So they are the conductors of this passing of line to me, and also all the line of genetics. Whoever I am has passed towards my mother to me, genetically, physically, everything profound in my DNA. So I am indebted to this person, even though I don't need her physically or to make me food or whatever. But is it correct? Did I pay my debt to them by leaving them now that I'm adult? Now that they let me go and prosper? No, I'm still in debt because they are getting old and now it's their turn. They cannot take care of themselves correctly, at least emotionally, at least by love, because they are less attractive socially. But my love as a child is still the same. I don't look at them because they have wrinkles. So I'm one of the sources of love when they get old. So for me, it's kind of paying my debt and be free of debts. I always love to pay my debts. I like to be in debt, especially when I go and it's broken. When I die, it's broken. So I prefer while I'm alive to pay my debt to my parents, even though it might be difficult. But it's up to me to get enough knowledge to handle this problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mehran, my dear. Beautifully said. So beautiful. Really, I also want to say that as the Creator has created all of us in His image, and we became the Creator. As, for example, me, as a mother, as a daughter, and as everybody expected, and I have created this world of love, peace, my universe. What I just, I just wanted, this is a desire that I should receive some gratitude, some respect, some honor from my universe, my beings. So this is what we have to honor. This makes us so happy, so in peace that everything as the ethos of Mitra, we can say, has been followed, like as our creator is our father and mother. We should be giving gratitude, always love, always to the Creator, that He has created all of us and His image, and we are giving, we are following, we are serving in the ethos of Mitra. That gives the Creator the immense joy, even the Creator feels the gratitude, the respect, and it manifests in a way that we can't, even we are not able to comprehend that. So this is how we have to honor. And here in this physicality, maybe this has been forgotten, but everybody has to remember now the Creator, the creation, the honor of the parents, the mother and the father, as Joseph said, as Mehran said, the sun and the moon, the galaxy and the universe, and the center of the galaxy and the universe. So this is how things goes forward and forward. And as we feel, as we give the gratitude to our Creator, the manifestation comes out of the love of Mitra. Think good, act good, do good, in more immense, you know. I will say like that because as a as a woman, as a being, as a creator, I felt that need to be, like if the whole world is my children, then I always expected that they should understand this knowledge, this way of respecting. Because you know what we have done all these years, that creating this balance of understanding, creating this balance that we understand, okay, okay, that, okay, okay, I will understand. And in this way, we have been disrespected thousands of times. And we couldn't understand that. And the emotion grows in within that, you know, like how I felt. That was a disrespect. That was a dishonor to me. But you have to learn that this ability of yours, you have to understand that don't be ungrateful. Under, at least you have to understand. You have to know the parents, to honor the parents, to honor the creator. Follow the ethos of Mitra. This time you have to follow. So follow the ethos of Mitra, my dear beautiful soul. Have some gratitude. Give gratitude to the creator. Love to the creator. Peace to the creator. Thank you. And this is the commandment. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes.
you, Shinto. Also, another thing, excuse me if I talk too much, which I really profoundly believe in because people have different beliefs, which is their choice. The idea of the cult of dead people is more colorful in East Asia, in Asia, than West. And well, I happened to learn there's a practice for the dead people, some Buddhist branch, which they read a little Sutra de Lotus in original language, which we don't know, and then different prayers, and the last one is prayer for the dead people. And then with something they do this noise, and they call the name of the person which is dead, and they thank him and whatever. They talk to that person. Well, actually, a long time ago, I learned that, and I used to do it very regularly, but not, I forget most of the time. I did that, and I noticed, surprisingly, that I feel their presence. I feel their presence, and I feel their gratitude. And as far as myself, I don't miss them anymore. And after that, I always was telling my family, when somebody is gone, I tell them just do praying, do charity for them, but don't cry, don't do these things. It bothers the dead people. And especially pray for them. Pray. They need that. If they are lonely there, they are still connected with us, even not the same way. And the only thing which really helps them is that we think about them. You know, sometimes at night I put a candle and I ask my father, I call his name and I thank him. They like to be thanked. I tell him, I love you, you're the best father, things like that. And till I feel it's satisfaction for that person. And the thing is, I don't miss my father. But when I was young, I was thinking, if my father dies, I'm completely ruined. But this practice of calling them after they have gone, I feel that connection if it's in my home, if he's in my home, and we talk and we are satisfied and we could say goodbye. So why should I cry for him? Because I miss him. And so it helps us not to cry for something we have lost for a long time, because we are on connection. We are in connection again. So just we wish them good and the right direction they take and things like that. And I'm very grateful that I have this connection with my father and some close family which are gone. And I never miss them after that they have gone, because even though I love them very much, because I know they're there, I feel their presence, and I do what I can to help them, not that they cannot help themselves. So it was just some personal experience that the connection is never completely gone, and we can create a connection again and help them in this way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehran, my dear. I also want to say that, as you have said about the prayers and the rituals, here in India, 95% uh, 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 children or a young person has abused their parents, and there are lots of old age homes full of old people, neglected, avoided by their own son and daughter. And these fake rituals they do, they first of all, they didn't care when they were living, right? After that, they pray for to see the world that this noise they are making. It doesn't make any difference what you do. You have disrespected your parents when they were living. They have done so much for you, but you have disrespected them. That is the main thing. You didn't understand. So this is the way in India, well, as the 95% of the population now are in this position. Either the parents are abusing the children, or the children are, when they will become young, they do the same thing. They don't understand that we shouldn't be doing that could discontinue. This abuse will be stopped, but they doesn't follow that. When the people are living, they abuse them. They even don't think them a body. They think them these are things, and they throw them away in the old age home, full of them. So these rituals, these fake rituals, where I have also in a ritual like this. Few days ago, my brother-in-law died. This is so sad, I will say. And these women surrounding my sister was sitting and giving all the um, knowledge that is not needed, and they are following this. And the person who wants to be alive is now dead. He was so joyful. So I will say, respect life and living, my dear beautiful souls. These are creations. Love of the Creator. Respect the Creator. Have some gratitude. Always. Change the way we behave. So thank you, Mehrnaz, my dear. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste. Salam.
There was a program, a religious, some counselor with degrees who advises people. And of course, we have in our religion also respect and honor, be good to your parents. And he was answering that, I know your parents are not perfect. I know they have their problems. But even helping these parents is a source of your elevation. Because not all parents are correct, are treating children apparently correctly because they have their own demons. But even though they are like that, and you help them, and you try to help them, you have intention of helping them, that would elevate you, even though they are not perfect. Even though they bother you, you go cry, but come back and try to help them. Someday it might work. So even though they're not perfect, their helping makes you elevate and be perfect. One of the things in the way to become a better person. Thank you. Of course, nobody does all the time these things. We are human. We are ups and downs. Sometimes we forget even the things we say to people. Sometimes we forget even to take our medication or what is good for our body. We forget our body. But everything we have to remember at the same time, body and soul. And so just a reminder that sometimes we might think about it, even though we cannot always do what is good for us. So life is like that. Nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect yet. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehran, my dear. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we can move to the next part here, which is the questions and answers with the Universal Council. And that's with Claudia and Marie. And this week we are on the fourth question. And let's tune into that and see what they have to say to answer the fourth question today.
So then we are on the fourth question. Hello, members of the Universal Council. Every month I help an old people's home with hygiene and cleaning items that they live in, and in constant visits to this place, I notice attachment to life in most of the elderly. They sit with their body falling to the side and always going down the chair, and most of them unable to walk and totally dependent on other people's to be able to eat and keep clean. And yet they're still attached to their physicality. So I'd like to do something more for them. I thought I'd uplift their souls so that they understand that they don't need to be so attached to this body. What could I do using plasma technology to bring them greater joy and detachment from physicality? Could you give me some guidance on this?
Então vamos para a quarta pergunta. Olá, membros do Conselho Universal. Eu ajudo mensalmente uma casa de repouso para idosos, com itens de higiene e limpeza. E em visitas constantes nesse local, percebo o apego à vida na maioria dos idosos. Eles ficam sentados com o corpo caindo para o lado e sempre descendo pela cadeira, a maioria impossibilitada de andar e totalmente dependente de outras pessoas para poderem comer e se manterem limpos. E ainda assim continuam apegados à fisicalidade. Por isso, eu gostaria de fazer algo a mais por eles. Pensei em elevar suas almas, para que entendam que não precisam ficar tão apegados a esse corpo. O que eu poderia fazer, utilizando a tecnologia do plasma, para trazer maior alegria e desapego à fisicalidade para eles? Vocês poderiam me orientar em relação a isso?
And the first answer, elevate your souls, if it is the best way. First, I ask permission from your soul and that of each of these beings to join me and take what you need to balance your lives, offer the energy of your soul freely. The soul of each one will make the best decision for their life. Remember that we are all in a process of transition. When you get there, take plasma water with you and spray everything you can to give them the best of these ganses, cup of life, zinc and magnesium, and around the site. Remember that plasma fields expand with water, so also expand them to the liquids you bring them.
Então, a primeira resposta é: eleve suas almas, se esse for o melhor caminho. Primeiro, peça permissão à sua alma e a de cada um desses seres para se juntarem a mim e pegarem o que precisam para equilibrar suas vidas. Ofereça a energia de sua alma livremente. A alma de cada um tornará a melhor decisão para a sua vida. Tomará a melhor decisão para a sua vida. Lembre-se de que todos nós estamos em um processo de transição. Quando chegar lá, leve água plasmada com você e borrife tudo que puder para dar a eles o melhor desses GANs. Copo da vida, zinco, magnésio ao redor do local. Lembre-se de que os campos de plasma se expandem com a água. Portanto, expanda-os também para os líquidos que você levar para eles.
And there is another answer. First, in physicality, in a deeper way, it's their choice to be as they are. On the other hand, it's our choice to learn and understand the enlightenment process of the soul. With our enlightenment, we build up the fields that connects to all other souls around us, near us and far. If one soul moves, the other has to reposition like the magnets on the table. You understand? In the soul dimension, we can offer, give freely as much as you can. If their soul accept, there is nothing that could come in between. No intermediaries, pure love of the Creator in creation, soul to soul. We are all little flames that builds up that big fire we call our Creator. Use this knowledge. Use it wise and in the right ethos of Mitra. Then all becomes good. We love you.
A segunda resposta é: primeiro, na fisicalidade, de uma forma mais profunda, é a escolha deles serem como são. Por outro lado, é nossa escolha aprender e compreender o processo de iluminação da alma. Com nossa iluminação, construímos o campo que se conecta a todas as outras almas ao nosso redor, próximas e distantes. Se uma alma se move, as outras têm de se reposicionar, como os ímãs na mesa, entende? Na dimensão da alma, podemos oferecer, dar livremente o máximo que pudermos. Se a alma deles aceitar, não há nada que você possa se interpor. Sem intermediários, puro amor do Criador na criação, de alma para alma. Somos todos pequenas chamas que alimentam o grande fogo que chamamos de nosso Criador. Use esse conhecimento, use-o com sabedoria e no ethos corretos de Mitra. Então tudo se tornará bom. Nós amamos vocês.
And there is another answer. The best thing you can do, in my opinion, is to tell them about the knowledge of the universe. Tell them that we are all the same, that we are all made of the same fields, the fields of our Creator. Tell them about the ethos of Mitra. Think good, speak good, and do good, and that your good behavior will strengthen your soul to be ready for the next dimension or the existence after physical death. Tell them the knowledge about the soul, that they have a soul which has energized their whole existence, the movements of their body, their thoughts and emotions. Tell them they need to acknowledge their soul, feel it, talk to it. Tell them that what they experience now through the aging is a natural process, where the energy in this physicality is transferred to the soul of the man. Tell them that death is just a transition to the soul dimension, where there is no more pain and you will meet your loved ones, which you will never lose the connection with. Tell them the universe is run on conditional love, which is the language of our Creator. I believe humanity is stuck in physicality due to the lack of the knowledge of the soul, the Creator, and the creation. I think it will help them understand this process of life and death by informing them with what you know. It will ease their fear and pain. I did tell my father about the soul, the Creator, and the creation before he died, and the last thing he said to me was that we will see each other soon. It was a moment filled with unconditional love, and I'm reminded every day about this special moment.
One minute. Sorry, Marie. A melhor coisa que você pode fazer, na minha opinião, só um minuto. É contar a eles o conhecimento do universo. Contar a eles que somos todos iguais. Oh, sorry. Que somos todos feitos do mesmo campo. Os campos do nosso Criador. Conte a eles sobre o ethos de Mitra. Pensar o bem, falar o bem, fazer o bem. E que seu comportamento, seu bom comportamento fortalecerá sua alma para que esteja pronta para a próxima dimensão. Ou para a existência após a morte física. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm ashamed. Conte a eles sobre o conhecimento da alma. Quando eles têm uma alma que energizou toda a... Oh my gosh. Conte a eles sobre o conhecimento da alma. Que eles têm uma alma que energizou toda a existência deles, o movimento do seu corpo, seus pensamentos e emoções. Diga-lhes que precisam reconhecer sua alma, senti-la, conversar com ela. Diga-lhes que o que eles experimentam agora, por meio do envelhecimento, é um processo natural. Sorry, Maria, I'm trying to...
It's okay. Take your time.
Okay. I begin. A melhor coisa que você pode fazer, na minha opinião, é contar a eles o conhecimento do universo. Contar a eles que somos todos iguais, que somos todos feitos do mesmo campo, os campos do nosso Criador. Conte a eles sobre o ethos de Mitra, que é o pensar o bem, falar o bem e fazer o bem. E que seu bom comportamento fortalecerá sua alma para que esteja pronta para a próxima dimensão, ou para a existência após a morte física. Conte a eles sobre o conhecimento da alma, que eles têm uma alma que energizou toda a existência deles, o movimento do seu corpo, seus pensamentos e emoções. Diga-lhes que precisam reconhecer sua alma, senti-la, conversar com ela. Diga-lhes o que eles experimentam agora, por meio do envelhecimento. É um processo natural, no qual a energia da fisicalidade é transferida para a alma. Diga-lhes que a morte é apenas uma transição para a dimensão da alma, onde não há mais dor e você encontrará seus entes queridos, com os quais nunca perderá a conexão. I don't know why I'm crying, I don't know. Diga a eles que o universo é regido pelo amor incondicional, que é a linguagem do nosso Criador. Acredito que a humanidade está presa na fisicalidade devido à falta de conhecimento sobre a alma.
o Criador e a criação. Acho que você os ajudará a entender o processo da vida e morte, informando-os sobre o que você sabe. Isso aliviará o medo e a dor. Falei ao meu pai sobre a alma. Oh my God, I'm ashamed, sorry. I don't know which emotion I'm getting. O Criador e a criação antes dele morrer, e a última coisa que ele me disse foi que nos veríamos em breve. Foi um momento repleto de amor incondicional e me lembro todos os dias desse momento especial. Oh, meu Deus, me desculpa, pessoal. Me desculpa, me emocionei aqui. Sorry, Marie.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Okay, that was the last answer from the Universal Council today. So I thank everyone who contributed to the manuscript.
Okay, well, that was a emotional surprise, you could say. It was interesting. She couldn't quite define her emotion. And she wasn't crying because she was sad. Any comments on that from our Universal Council members? Sometimes the emotion is strong.
Yes, my dear Rick. And to Claudia, my dear, it comes when, in between all this sound and loudness, all this, as we are used to, coming out of this is a form of, we are doing it. A kind of detachment is happening, and these tears comes out, and we all know, my dear. So that is also, a tribute of the going myth, of the going illusion, of the vanishing illusion, my dear. We all are feeling that in this moment. But thank you, and gratitude from the core of my heart and soul, my dear Claudia, for so much beautiful work you do. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salam. Thank you.
I think before we get to our next part of our presentation here with the knowledge and understanding from the 582nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, I believe I skipped over a video, which was the Universal Council invitation to be part of the Universal Council, which is an excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop on Become a Universal Council member. It's just a couple of minutes, so I'd like to insert that now. Here we go.
There's something which I should have made announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years. They are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of many languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally. And we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture, that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation, or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Okay, now we can have the knowledge and understanding from the 582nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And I'll play our background music and video for that. And I believe we'll have Stefania and or Shweta for this part.
Hey, thank you, Rick. Thank you. I just want to say welcome to. I just want to say I'm Stefania. I'm representing the Italian language in the Universal Council, and I just want to say welcome everyone to be here today in our afternoon weekly session where we will come together from all over the world and sharing knowledge. The 582 is the workshop that happened last Thursday, and if you didn't see it before, you can go in the YouTube channel of the Keshe Foundation, and you can watch there the workshop that happened last week. I recommend to do so because Mr. Keshe, it started, as we said many times, it started a new way of teaching. You're releasing a lot of knowledge, endless knowledge, and really, and I mean, for example, we as Italian group, we find it quite difficult to keep up with the translation because every week we got new knowledge, and all this knowledge get translated, and not just us as Italian group, but the Spanish group. I know Lisbeth is always busy translating, so we're all very busy. Hopefully one day we're gonna have the full benefit of this knowledge. So the last week was important because for a part of the world, it was like a New Year celebration. For example, for people who've been in Sanya last year, you must remember that Mr. Keshe celebrating the New Year, and they have in Iran they have this they're preparing this table. It looked like an altar, but it's a table with a lot of things on this table that are very meaningful, and they're preparing the structure for the new year, what is about to come. Mr. Keshe in this workshop talk about this table. It shows different part of things he prepared on the table, and it go in depth on explaining the meaning, because you can see that it's very important for Mr. Keshe, because the way he set up the table, he already brought the intention and also it prepared the condition for year 2025. But before talking about the table, Mr. Keshe started a workshop again going depth and explaining the magnetic fields and how when two magnetic fields interact together, they always produce waste. And this waste product can be anything, can be cosmic ray, can be anything, rays, can be anything, you name it, produced by two these magnetic fields. So he really want us to understand how can we work and understand the interaction of the magnetic fields. So he start to talk about the magnets and how the magnets can help us to understand the new game, how the new game is played. Because as I said, Mr. Keshe sees the 2025 like a new era, new introduction of technology. So it's see as the starting of the cycle of Mitra. So he said that if you understand the magnetic field and if you understand how everything affects each other, you can understand how the game is played. And when you know what to do, you can do whatever you want, of course. So, and by showing the example of the magnet, he also can show how everything is connected to the creation. We're all connected to the creation, and he make you choose different magnets. Before I show the video, the magnets, he will show you a video as well of the magnets. So I really recommend you to listen to the first part. There are a lot of knowledge on the magnetic fields. It really will help you if you practice the transmutation daily, and if you follow the teaching of the Keshe Foundation. The teaching of last Thursday, it will give you a more understanding of the whole knowledge. It's like a step up in the practice. They give you more stuff to practice with. If you remember last week, the week before, it talked about the apple. And even in this workshop, it reminds us about the apple. It reminds us how the apple can be a way to practice this interaction of these magnetic fields. And actually, I started, and I have to say, I never, I started to see the apple in a very different way. For the first time, now I touch the apple and I can feel the fields of the apple. I never interact with the apple in this way, but I'm trying to bring to practice my transmutation exercise into the Thursday teaching and see if I can develop further. Mr. Keshe will ask in this workshop, he will ask a pause because he prepared the table to celebrate the new year. Every year is celebrating the new year with his family. So he asked a few minutes of silence for himself to bring all his intention on this new year celebration. In the meantime, Rick showed a video, a very, very old video that many of you have seen of Mr. Keshe Desenzano, where I think this video was even before the Knowledge Seeker workshop, but I'm not sure. Maybe Rick can tell us.
Yes, that was well before.
Isn't it? Well before, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So and they're really great. Mr. Keshe looks really great in those videos and explain very well. And it's a video you can share with the scientist world, with anyone who is scientist or physics or anyone who is academic and very skeptical. You can show that video because it's like a university lecture. So it's very suitable for anyone who is academic, and explain step by step how the gravity is, the question of gravity, because how the gravity is created, that no one can really answer. And Mr. Keshe, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's the first person give a good definition how the gravity is created. So this was unknown answer, like no one could answer this question. So if you're a scientist, you can pass this video through your friends, and you will have a lot of understanding, add to your knowledge. So after the pause, Mr. Keshe again going back to explain the importance of this moment, of the moment that we are now, that is the beginning of 2025. And he said that we are ready. We're ready for the introduction of new technology, and we're ready to bring the change. So he already explained that everything has already been organized, and they're gonna deliver now. So 2025, what Mr. Keshe said, is the beginning of the cycle of Mitra. So the cycle has started as last week. And he said a lot of people has been already contacted by the Keshe Foundation, and they've been chosen to bring the change. And they went for the world politician, for world scientists, and the humankind. It will be facing with more and more research and more and more development from this technology will be brought in the next weeks. So the structure is already set up. Sorry, I'm gonna try to be fast. I know, I'm gonna be fast. So the structure is gonna. The important things I want to say was that he really speak about that the structure is gonna change the financial world. He said now in the 2025, we're gonna make sure that all of humankind will have can reach any type of world resource, earth resource. He said that the planet will be stopped to be destroyed once this technology will be introduced more and more. The mobile phone will be used by using this new technology. So the satellite will become obsolete. So we're not going to ever need a satellite in the future. It will be the end of the oil industry. It will be the end of this force of electric car, electric energy that is not green. So it will be the end of a lot of things that are harmful, the earth and the human being. All this will be part of the past. As he will bring this change step by step, his intention is to make sure that the knowledge will be the next power. So, and through research, through spreading the knowledge, he will make the power of today obsolete. So he will say, for example, all the resources that are available now, from, for example, the one of the Vatican, or any resource that any religions has, should be spread equally from everybody, from between everyone. He will say that the internet we will use in a positive way to spread the technology the fastest they can and spread the knowledge the fastest they can. Yes, so it gives a really welcome of this new year of Mitra. Then he go into to show again the video of the magnetic fields, and he's also showing from this video you can really have the sense of the collective consciousness. And he really tried to make us understand that by showing the video of the magnet, he also tried to tell us, this is my understanding, that we should work more as collective, as one, like the magnet do. So when you work at the soul level, the magnet peacefully, they find their position, where to go. So when you introduce a new magnet, all the other, they change, they accommodate the new one coming, and they all move in. Doesn't matter if a magnet is big or a magnet is small, we're all equal. So it really can show through the magnet. I really invite all the knowledge seeker to go and buy magnets, sphere magnet, round magnet, every magnet you can find, and you can practice at home and to see how they interact. And there you can understand the work at the soul level, that it's like the magnet where there is no war, there is no conflict, there is not me and you, there is the collective. So it's very, very interesting, because it will go more and more on this later on when explain about the light. After the video of the magnet, he's going again in more details on explaining the table and the Iranian New Year, and the fact that we enter from this week, we enter the universal community. We enter a new universe. And he said that the solar meter has entered this universe of knowledge and sharing. So that is the message. Share the knowledge, and the knowledge become the next power. So after this, the question starting from the knowledge seeker. And we got the first question. I didn't remember it properly, so you will have to listen in the workshop. But I can tell you the answer, because he spoke, something was asked about the blood flow or the fields flow and how to change this flow. And Mr. Keshe replied, you can change it at the human level by changing the position of the person. So if you're lying down, your blood flow will go in a certain way, and if you're standing up, the blood flow will go in a different way. And this is very important for transmutation, for who practice transmutation. Or he's saying you can use the universal knowledge that is not the human knowledge, the matter, the one of the matter, but it's more on the energy level, where you can use through your brain, you can change the emotion, and by changing the emotion, you can direct the flow of the blood. And the flow of the blood, as we said, is important for who want to achieve transmutation. So, and he said that when we learn through the universe, how the soul work and from the universal fields, it's all about the energy. And when we connect with this energy, we pretty much connect to the all universal energy. You can bring condition as well of fields, so you can create fields. And we usually do it by using Gans water, no? But you don't need the physicality for this. So he really stressed in this workshop how important to understand the interaction of the fields. He make an example, for example. So if you sleep, next time you're going to sleep, he's saying, and you want to gain knowledge fast, if you do for the soul, it's instant. So you can go to sleep and meet somebody else in your dreams, And this could be your soul or could be somebody else and soul. And you can say, as you're interacting with him, do you want to learn all the knowledge? And if you can communicate to your soul his knowledge, and this it's how you can learn fast by connecting from soul to soul. And he make the example, for example, of the apple. And the example of the apple that he made also in the past, I really recommend you to listen to the workshop before the 581, because it's connected to the 582, and then and we talks about the apple, and you can start to exercise where you can become aware. And when you become aware, you understand the knowledge. You have to become aware of this knowledge to be able to understand it. And the exercise of the apple is a way to start the practice. So if you want to know which this exercise is, just read also the 581. It will tell you the exercise. I actually start to practice, like I said before. It's mind-blowing for me, actually, because I never thought like that before. So it brought a new understanding. So then we got another question from Cristiano about the transmutation. And if the transmutation is facilitated by detachment. So Mr. Keshe then going to all answer about detachment, and definitely you make easy transmutation if you have detachment. But he wants to define what detachment is, because the real detachment will give you access to all level of the universe. The all level of the universe can be reached through the real detachment. But there is a false detachment, the one that we have in the physical level. And then there is the real one. And the real one, Mr. Keshe explained that for him, the real detachment is the sharing knowledge. Having knowledge, like for example, Mr. Keshe, as you know, he got a lot of knowledge. He can talk about everything, of anything. So he's got a lot of knowledge. And he brings detachment by sharing freely every Thursday, for example. He doesn't use patent, or he doesn't make money on his knowledge. He just share it freely. So this is considered for him a true detachment. Okay, so the new structure, in fact, Mr. Keshe, the new structure that he's put in place is by through power through knowledge. And he's really said is a must, you can mastering to detach your emotion from your emotion to be able to elevate more others, you know. So you will help to elevate others if you are detached yourself from your emotion. But you're definitely saying that for him is definitely sharing knowledge is conditionally is the main proof of real detachment from the soul. And there is another question that even this question I didn't understand, but I speak about spider web. But anyway, the answer of Mr. Keshe was interesting, because he's saying that all the purpose of those teaching is how to also be able to change the thoughts in order to change the future. But definitely we have to be aware or become aware about our existence. So step number one, you have to be aware of your existence. But the knowledge, but you have to look of the knowledge of the soul. And this means be detached from physicality. Because he's also explained that when you learn from the soul, you can learn in one go. So he said, make example, for example, of Chinese language. When you practice the interaction of the fields and you understand how the fields works and you understand how to interact with your soul, to learn directly from your soul. And when you say learn directly from your soul, we go back to the magnet videos where he showed the magnets, and he showed that in the magnets you got always direct connection to the creator. So the knowledge is inside us, so you can learn without detaching by physicality and focus on the soul only. And you can learn Chinese in one go, because you will connect, for example, with the soul of the Chinese, and you will speak to the soul of the Chinese if you can, if they can share with you the knowledge of the Chinese. In this way, you will learn not just the word, but you will learn also the essence of the words. So then he's make two again separation, and he said that when you look the physicality, they are just words. So when you learn the Chinese by books, they are just words. But when you look the soul, you learn the essence of the words, and you learn the all in one go. So he said it's much, much faster. Okay? So we have to practice how to connect with the soul and learn from the soul. Then he said the soul is never wrong. And this was an answer that he gave to Antonio, that is a farmer from Australia, even though Antonio is Italian name. Maybe it's Italian origin, I don't know, who knows. Where he also asked if to be detached means you have to be honest. But obviously, Mr. Keshe said honest with who? We nearly finish. I'll keep you more open, because there are a few more important points of the 582. The other important bits after Antonio, after the question detachment, Antonio then asked question about Iran and about Israel. So Mr. Keshe went into again some understanding of the past. So then you can understand from here why Mr. Keshe structure the new structure in the way he did. So he started to say that talking about Iran and talking about Israel, he said that it was very curious that he noticed that a lot of Jewish are not from Israel. A lot of Jewish comes from East countries, like Poland or other countries. But there are many of them you can find in Israel, because he said that the Jewish of today are businessmen, are not Jewish for religion, but they are Jewish for money, like, for example, the Illuminati and other people, so on. So, and he said how it's fake their reason to be Jewish is also fake the system they've been created up to now. So everything is fake. And he said that's why with my new technology and with this new era, with the 2025, he will promise a structure where the gold will become obsolete, because he really wants to take off the power from those people who debase all these fake structures for humanity. So he said it's about this to finish. It's about the deal with all these fake people and fake structure. It's going to be the end. And so we're going to also talk about a very fresh news where he also shows even America, there is this big news where the American Democrats, they actually gain millions or trillion, actually Biden, 22 million from Ukraine to facilitate a certain decision and facilitate things that make them rich. So they said that the Americans, they took 1 trillion from the Ukrainian war. So again, this is not real economy, is not real. There is a lot of things going on in the background. They are not very clear and honest. Why all these trillions they went to the Americans to facilitate the Ukrainian wars, you know. So all this to do with the fake of people being not there for religion, but for money, like the Jewish, and it goes on and on. So it talks about how it's going to make the change, how they're going to, with this new universal system, by using the interaction of energy. So he start to talk about the importance of the cash coins and the cosmic ray. And if you noticed, the cosmic ray that you buy in the internet are the same value as the cash coin. They're all worth 1,000. And there is a reason behind this of this structure that Mr. Cash has set up for bring a hand to these fake people who can just make money on the expenses of innocent and making wars. So he got more and more explain about, for example, in Iran, there are a lot of Lebanese. They are not from Iran. There are a lot of people who are infiltrated in other countries to bring corruption and also make the country become poor, you know. So there are a lot of power game. All this is gonna finish, and it's gonna explain the reason why in the talk. So I really recommend you to listen by bringing this new structure. Then we're going to another question of girls. She asking about the lights. This is very interesting, this one too. So the light is very interesting because here it goes back to talk again about the light, the definition of the light, that you can see the light with your eyes or you can be enlightened. So a girl will say that why we see the light only the 4th day, what happened to the 4th, 2nd, 3rd day? And he's saying the 2nd, 1st, and 3rd day, you can see how much knowledge has been given to humankind to be enlightened. He said this at the soul level is why these 3 days. And in the physicality, the 3 days are how long it takes for the light to become visible for man. So it's really stress again the importance of understanding of working with the soul. So there's light that you see. So the sun, the light of the sun is not the same as of the light of the day. So he really make a big distinction over here because he said if the light of the sun is part of the light of the creator and is connected with the soul. So that give you a enlightenment. Then you have the visible light, that is the combination of the fields when they come to interact with the environment, and they produce something that can be the light. The light we can see with our own eyes, or these fields can interact and produce the light that we see through our soul, that is the enlightenment. So it's up to us how we want to see this light. So it's up to us how we use this knowledge. Do you want to just see the light with your eyes, or as a man-made way, or you want to see with the work with the interaction of the field, you want to see the light that is connected to the soul and the soul of the creator, and this will give you the enlightenment. So it's all up to you how you want to use this knowledge, in which way to get enlightenment. You will get there in the end, but one way will be quicker than the other. Then we're going to speak about the product. Then we speak about the soap and the soap holder. And we speak about also there's gonna be very soon a telephone charger where there is a butterfly in it, and we'll have many purpose with the new systems. It talk about the plasma ball. Yes, someone asked, can a person be in between the plasma ball? Yes, they can. There are many applications about this plasma ball. And it talk about the new structure, and again, the change in the financial world that will about to happen. And also this telephone charger will have a big game in the environment. So he will talk about more about in the future about the telephone charger. They're gonna have many applications. Then I make a very important announcement. That is the announcement of the social media. So they're looking for people. So open your ear. If you know anyone of your friends, or you know anyone that you think it's perfect for this job, please listen to this announcement, or go to listen in the 582 from Mr. Keshe. But the Keshe Foundation now, they are looking for people who have expertise in social media and controlling and managing the social media. They're also looking for people that work in space technology and in space organization. They're looking for a producer. They're looking for people that can deliver this new structure of this technology, because they want to they want to make this structure for people to have in their own home. So they're looking for engineer, people who understand this technology, chemical engineer. But he said also, if you don't fit, that you are listening, got skills, and you are not fitting on the things we're looking for, be patient, because at the moment we don't need you, but maybe in the future there is something that you do that will be very useful to us. So be patient. So he wants to also look for people who understand the stock market. He also look for people, for pilots, for a new way of transport for pilots. It's no normal flights, but he look for pilots who want to learn new technology and fly new system. He look for physics. He look for defense specialists that are connected with the government, because when they're gonna give this technology out in the open, they need people who can connect this technology and reach to the governments. They look for air market. I didn't understand that bit. For development of technology, our market, I didn't understand who was referring to. And they're looking for artisan. And he said that if you go in the background, they set up a system for who use plasma technology in their work. So so they're really interested in everything you produce by using plasma technology, and they are happy to start to promote you. They said they've been waiting for this for a long time, but now they're ready. You can email to keshe.foundation if you're an artisan. If you use the plasma technology for anything, they will help you. They will try to give you a financial support. They're really interested to know what you do and if they can support you. So it's very important if you are an artisan and you want to work with plasma technology. Please contact the keshe.info.foundation. Now the last bits. So in the next 2-3 weeks, the really last things was, yes, it was that he showed the picture of the graphics of the soul, and he said that the soul of the universe is there to support the humanity for change. Okay, finish. Sorry, it was too long. I hope it was okay. Thank you. You're not sleeping. I hope you're still there.
Thank you, Stefania. Mark, did you want to say something?
You're welcome.
No, I just want to thank her. She just basically skimmed the surface, but a beautiful presentation, Stefania. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you.
there certainly was a lot in that workshop. And we're about to hear some actual excerpt from the workshop about the, stop our background here, from the what's called the TIEP, Technology in Exchange for Peace. So let me get that teed up and we'll segue into that. Okay, this is about a 20-minute excerpt, just to let people know, and it will detail out some of the things that Stefania has been talking about, I believe. So let's listen in.
Number of new videos will be recorded in the next few days and weeks as we go, and will be released on the internet, explaining the new science and new technology, which will be backed by technologies which will be released by Keshe Foundation. We try to release one new technology per month at least, unknown, unseen, starting from next few weeks. We'll push this through our hands into the hand of governments and large financial, what we call commercial organizations, where we bring that change in. This is the announcement of the Keshe Foundation. The change will bring in 2025. Some 25 unknown systems and technologies will be introduced on a monthly basis. We do our best to be released in 25, 26 across this planet. They'll be released first to international organizations which can commercialize it rapidly, and to the governments. We have brought in some of the experts and some of those who are experts in diplomacy and politics, being at the heads of some organizations and nations, to bring this change rapidly through two hands of the commerce and diplomatic and political side. This will bring new changes. In the next few days, few weeks, we introduced the first, what we call groundbreaking change technology in the hand of governments. And our principle with the governments is technology in exchange for peace. We do not go to the top to come to the bottom, we go from the bottom to come to the top. In a way, we share technology through large industrial organizations, corporations, which can dissipate the knowledge rapidly, and at the same time in collaboration with governments to bring changes for humanity. A lot of things you've seen in the past said by Keshe Foundation, and a lot of the structures we set up gradually come to work to bring that change. One of the most powerful organizations in the world of commerce and technology is set to be established. Everything has been done for it to start processing. The people, some of you know who you are, have already been approached to bring that change. And you'll be instrumental to create that condition of change through technology that forces peace. We will break the barriers of knowledge technology, abuse of energy, and everything else. Randomly, we introduce new technologies to you random, but it has a purpose for us to do. But we make sure before the end of 2025 and in 2026, we take man into space through transmutation and transportation of the Keshe Foundation technology, through governments, through structures which can rapidly dissipate the knowledge and technology across this planet. We bought, we set up, we structured for this day over the past 10, 20 years. And a number of new technologies which changes the process of the thinking of the man will go in the hand of the governments and industrial organizations in competition with each other, which means cannot be locked up. All the technologies were released accordingly to governments and financial organizations and commercial side, that it breaks through the what we call those who have been trying to centralize. I hope mankind uses this technology and knowledge to create peace. And I hope, as I said to you, 2025 and beginning of the spring of the cycle of Mitra, which starts from the past few minutes, will bring that change. We fulfill the promises of all the past times in the coming months and weeks. Many of you who are listening have been approached by the Keshe Foundation for the change, and you know who you are. Try to serve in your position with sincerity, as every decision you make will bring a change, will affect somebody's life on this planet and beyond. We are set to bring the change, and we plan to bring the change. The change will come in the end of religions, in understanding every man is there to elevate his soul to serve and not elevate to serve himself. We'll bring an end to the abuse of energy, to the abuse of what we call resources of this planet and beyond, where we use the fields of the universe to create the condition of life. The changes introduced in the first few weeks will be so radical that it'll change many governments, will create many enemies for the Keshe Foundation. Record all the teachings and keep that in case we get attacked, you can bring it up. All the teaching has been recorded and kept in the background in a number of locations across the Keshe Foundation structure. It's your responsibility to be there if they bring our system down, that you can put your system back up. Do not forget, with the release of these technologies, the oil industry, the energy industry, the material industry, the structure of the power on this planet will change. This is not the talk, as you will understand and you come to see in the coming days and weeks. We set the structure for this a long time ago. And now we have put the people we built in the diplomatic corps through the world presidents. We set the people who we understand and know in the world of space technology, in the world of commerce and commercial, all in motion in past 3 months, to be ready for the change which comes after 21st of March 2025. It depends on you how you stand, and it depends on you how you dissipate the technology and the knowledge. Keshe Foundation, from now on, its knowledge become a global structure because we said it so. And in the past few weeks, I gave you many hints about what's about to happen. We bring it in the back end of this year or early next year, direct contact and interactions with the universal community through the knowledge and the technology we dissipate, through governments, through structures, and in so many ways you will see an end to a lot of old ways and the start of the beginning of a new cycle of life, where we don't damage the resources of this planet, when we will not kill anymore to receive life, and where we are not allowed by ourselves to be used in the name of whatever we've been abused for. Political name, religious name, and whatever you put yourself under. The first 3 technologies we release will change and prepare the ground for equality of man in access to all resources to live a comfortable life on this planet. The next job after that is to dismantle the structure of the financial organization of this planet by devaluing what man has valued to be valuable to him. In the latter part, we dismantle the economical structure of the financial world through a structure of interaction of new systems. Later on this year, we introduce directly the first flight system, which uses what we call the field forces of the universe. Somewhere down this line, you will see the work of many scientists of the past that you could not understand the technology of. They understood a little part of it. They understood part of the process of the creation of fields and energies. And we complete that cycle. In a way, a full cycle process system. Many of you have been waiting to understand the work of the beautiful Tesla. We complete for you to understand the full understanding of the work of the magnetic fields leading to creation of energy anywhere in the universe, which Tesla just understood a little bit of it. We complete the process of release, creation in the dimension of the fields as a matter state. Will make gold to have no value for man, as every household will have access to, will bring an end to the commercial use of banking system, will bring an end to communication system of satellites where man can communicate direct. Some of you already have received some of these systems, but in a way you do not know how to use it. We bring an end to man being caged on this planet. We move man from the village of Earth to move to the cities and to the planetary systems where the cities of the man will have no value. By the back end of this year, beginning of next year, systems will be introduced that will make shelter for every man, will feed every man, that man does not need to live for handouts. Man does not need to migrate from one piece of the land to another to stay alive, to become the servant of the others. Man become the traveler of the universe, and the technology, many of it you have tested, but you do not know how to trigger it. We'll teach all that process, and we'll commercialize it through the commercial structures and the governments around the world. And everything about this structure has been pushed and set up in past few months. And as we completed it step by step, we have to be aware of those which will lose their power. They lose the power of energy, gas, and everything else, powered by the electric powers that many nations in Africa have fallen behind the rest because of the lack of power. We replace systems which create fresh water at any point on this planet and beyond. New technologies in receiving energy through the central energy of the body of the man does not need to kill. Keshe Foundation team in the coming time will introduce as part of this structure for man to learn app system on mobile phones, which again your mobile phones will not be connected to satellite system, but connected through a new system of understanding the technology which will come through the major corporations. Satellites have become obsolete, and at the same time we introduce systems to bring conservation of energy back on this planet. No more mining, no more destruction, end of building dams, and end of destroying this planet with the accusation of nuclear technology. In so many ways, from today on, we physically set to bring the change. Where up to now we brought the change through the science and technology and teaching. Teaching will not stop. But in the structure we put together, through world politicians, through world scientists, and through the structures which Keshe Foundation has set up in the past, will affect the commercial markets directly, will affect the resources directly, and through it we disperse the benefit across the humanity through research and development. Within the next 2 years, we release so many new technologies, new understanding that systematically makes the old not obsolete, but as alternative of another way as is there, but not beneficial for man to be. We see an end to oil industry. We see an end to production of batteries. We see an end to recycling and damages man has done to water resources of this planet. We start the beginning of it. Technologies already on negotiation with number of governments, a number of major corporations, a number of small corporations, that they can bring that change, to bring the change in operation step by step. We use the commercial systems which is set up in the past to bring that change. We use political power, we use diplomatic power, we use every steps we can, but we will not collaborate with no religious organizations and no government which is connected to religions, because we open another door of abuse, where we expect these governments to return back to the order of the what we call democracy, and not the abuse of religion to create governments. We open doors to science and technology that by man understanding will walk away from the churches and the mosques and the rest, and there will be no one in there to teach, pretend to teach, or abuse. As I said to a diplomat very soon, all the properties of the churches, the mosques, temples, and the rest will be returned to the national assets of a nation, where the nation decides what to do with them. Keep them as a historical value or destroy them, that the man does not fall for the same abuse hidden in the back doors of the houses and the churches and the mosques. These are national assets and has to be returned to the nations. Some of the larger organizations we see, like Vatican,
The resources has to be spread across all the nations where they built it and dispersed amongst all the same. We see the return of the stones of the Vatican is waiting for the orders of those who sit in it. We see the same with the Islamic world, and we see the same with the Jewish world. The same with the others. The only belief of the man has to be to his creator without no intermediaries, as the man will be knowledgeable in the work of the universe and understand the totality. I welcome you to a new future for humanity through science and technology, and not in the name of fake religion. You have to understand. And it's your own independent investigation of the knowledge which has to bring you to the point of your maturity. And that maturity can change even while you're maturing because you understand more. Watch what will happen around you in next few weeks and times. Many of these videos will be released in an advanced way. We use the best way, the present, what we call communication systems. We'll use the internet in its full value to disperse technology and the knowledge. And at the same time, we use the structures we set up before to commercialize the technology for those who cannot do, to have access to be able to do. I hope I fulfill my promise to my Creator, that by the time I leave this planet, I change the course of life on this planet through science and technology, and no other way. Welcome you to the new year in the belief of Path of Mitra. And I hope it will be a wonderful year for all humanity, as I know what is about to be released.
Hello, everyone. This is Mosfik again, representing Bengali language as a Universal Council support member. So today we are going to introduce something a bit different. So before I talk about transmutation, we use two modes of transmission. I will actually transmit the whole presentation at the soul level at the beginning. You all receive it. And then as I physically go through their presentation, your task is to see how both you have received the information. It should be all known information in a way, but I'll go through some drawings and talking and all that. But the transmission I'm doing as I'm talking right now. So this is an experiment that I'm doing, as well as a practice that we always talk about practicing soul level communication. So it's we did soul level connection at various points during our presentation today. So take that ability that you all have exercised, those who have listened to this presentation. Now, engage that for this particular task of listening what I'm going to talk about. So this is a bit different, but we are doing two-level transmission. One is the soul level transmission, and one is physical level presentation. And this should, let's say, rhyme. All right, so let me share my screen. So can you see my screen? Yes, you can, I think.
Yes.
But, okay. So you can think of this this kind of star type of formation with a circle in the middle as magnet or entity, plasmatic entity that is extending its fields in various directions. So let's say now we okay, I'm on the wrong screen, sorry. Okay. So so this magnet can connect to, let's say, one of these entities, another entity. It may connect to some other entities here, which may be, let's say, a little smaller in dimension. And another entity which might be a little bigger in dimension. And they get positioned accordingly, let's say. I mean, it doesn't, the positions can be different depending on whatever, their field strength and various other things. But essentially, there is an interaction between various entities. We can call it a solar system, although this is too big for us to be, the middle being a sun, but it doesn't matter. So basically, it's a system where there's a central source, and there are other entities interacting with the central source. It can be us, our soul, and our physicality. You can take any system, plasmatic system, and put it here. And their position with respect to their field strength in the correct place is much like let's say, our cells are positioned within our body. And organs and various other things. These are different levels of abstractions. Now, so let's, I'll make a copy of this entity that we have here. Let's this entity. Let's say that if we think that this blue system is kind of like our solar system level operation. This is, let's say, our galactic level operation, and we'll just change the colors a little bit to show the difference. And it's going to be fairly straightforward. And since it's a larger entity, we make it a little bigger. And we will rotate it a little bit. And oops. And then deselect all of it. Anyway, so and this larger entity, and one of its connection is connected to the solar system level. So this is, let's say, the central sun of our galaxy. And so the difference between the solar system level and the galactic level, what's the difference here? So one of the things Mr. Keshe mentioned that, which is very, very distinct, and it's easy to miss it, but he talks about these field field strength operate in a different dimension. What does that mean? The dimension is these field strengths relate to time and space of a slightly different nature. So the galactic scale is different. The time or zero time, depending on the field strength we are operating in, spans in a different way, both time and space. So the interaction between the sun and the galactic sun is a bit different because we don't see any visible sun in the center of the galaxy. It's more like a black hole. So this is a system of magnets, if we had to think in terms of the magnets that Rick showed last time. This is another system of magnets. But the two systems of magnets operate in two ranges of magnetic field strength. So their interactions overlap, but do not interact. They're not same level of field strength. They're not in the same dimension. Much like, our physical body's operation is not interrupted, at least not in a big way, by, let's say, the activities of suns and moons, and the astrologers may object to some of this, but they can deal with their issues. But there is some interaction, of course. All fields are interrelated at certain scale, but nevertheless they operate independently to a degree. So now that we have an understanding of different dimension, we can go across the dimension. So when we come to the edge of the solar system, there is a certain energy transition we go through to get to the, let's say, galactic system of fields. Same with, let's say, if we go across the galactic boundary, then we have a similar condition, and the universal boundary support. So you get the idea, but the basic idea can be just depicted through these two systems, the solar system and the galactic system that we are talking about. It's the interaction between the two systems that we're talking about. So, and this gives us the opportunity to leave our good old solar system and go to the galactic level and beyond. So we can transmute across boundaries we previously thought are insurmountable. Anyway, this is all I wanted to talk about. I hope my earlier transmission made its way through some of you. And if so, well and good. Even if it didn't, we need a little more practice. I will continue to do this practice of doing the summary transmission or the whole transmissions at the soul level at the beginning, and then do the presentation the way I did it. And hope we benefit in not only in the informational way, but in way of receiving information in a different way. Thank you very much. And if there is any question or if there's anything I can assist with, I'm available. Thank you again. Should I stop sharing now?
Thank you, my dear Moshik. Thank you so much. So beautifully explained. This is, I just want to say that this is so beautiful that even we know that how the universal unified field works, and the creator and the creation, the creator and the creation. So merging, that there's this no time moment always. We have this ability to understand and to connect. We are all interdimensional through our ability to understand. So this is very beautifully explained, my dear Moshik, that how the soul connects, how the soul make their pathway. Souls, all the souls make their pathway to all the suns and moons and galaxies and center of the galaxies. This is not very complicated. This is so simple. Just a moment. Just be elevate. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shweta,
Salam, namaste. Yes.
because you already
Yes,
got
please.
it before I said everything else.
Yes, I received. I received when you said. I received, my dear, with open heart. Yes, of course.
So
Thank you.
in common parlance of the local people, they would say, "Well, you've been cheating them."
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, my dear. Rick, we can skip this if possible, because it's okay. Somebody's saying
No, just wanted
there are
to,
needs and wishes. Okay.
no, just wanted to invite people. There's another session for March coming up this Friday. I think there's still time for people to enter into this transmutation process. Of course, it's keeping the Keshe Foundation free for humanity, and you may receive some gifts, as we heard on the 14th of the Valentine Day session, where we heard someone report that a woman actually said they feel young again and was wondering what was put into the system. And they play with a lot of things in these systems. And the one coming up, I think, on Friday will also be an emotional interaction. He's going to see if we can hold position in a way by introducing emotions of joy or emotions of weeping, as we saw with Claudia, touched. I think she was really touched by the soul of the universe in that one. And so these sessions are keeping the Keshe Foundation free for humanity, and you may receive a small gift by participating. And I'm very fascinated with this process of interacting with the soul and want to understand the knowledge of the other soul. And as Stefania said, you can learn a language in a couple seconds. You can learn to read, write, and speak, as well as probably cooking in the geography of the area, and almost fit right into the culture if you were to manifest in China or in another place. So this is a beautiful way, and it only takes seconds. I haven't gotten very far in understanding the knowledge and the physicality. Well, at least I feel I haven't. But this new understanding of transferring and wanting to understand the knowledge of another soul seems to be the way to proceed in a much more rapid position. And this is what we do when we're elevating the other souls. We're giving to the soul of the leaders, not so much the man. As Mr. Keshe said, do you want to teach the physicality to teach the soul? Or do you want to have the soul teach the physicality, or the soul of physicality? And I think this is what we're finding out. He said, by using the soul of physicality to teach the soul, he said it usually doesn't work well. And as we've seen with the commandments and other things to elevate the soul or the physicality up to the level of the soul, it hasn't really worked well. So I'm fascinated by this process of teaching the soul, again, feeding the soul. The soul can feed the soul of physicality and the physicality. So this is the way I'd like to approach it. Again, more on the energy transfer, almost like a download. And this is what we heard from Mr. Keshe when he wrote the paper on homeopathy. He just shared, in a way, or understood the soul of this homeopathic process, and was able to write a paper within hours, or maybe even less. I know we haven't seen that paper, but this is the beautiful way of using the energy dimension to understand rather than the physicality. And these are the sessions. They'll continue May, June, and July. I think we're February, March, and April, and more things are getting introduced. And as I said, you may receive something to balance you out a little bit more. But again, it's mainly about allowing the team, you're a volunteer, and allowing the team to play with different emotions or different energies and see what sort of interaction it creates. So we encourage everyone, if you can. And again, another way is to purchase products out of the Keshe Foundation store and see what sort of transmutation you might go through there. Just testing. And again, these are the gold standard of products. And I think we know that some of the products will be commercialized. Some products will go through governments, it seems. He talked about the space program. And then, of course, many, many products, I believe, will be made for the Keshe Foundation store. So we'll see that a lot. Plus the hundreds of producers that are producing Keshe Foundation products, probably not having the full understanding of the way they're supposed to be created. They'll all come under one license. So I think we'll have many different varieties and many different choices, whether it's from the store, through the governments, or through commercialization of these products. So there's a multifaceted way, but this is our transmutation flight session. And again, I think there's more going on sometimes than we realize. But as he said, some people don't feel anything in this session. That just means you've reached that level of perhaps energy or emotional balance that you don't really feel anything. But sometimes things can happen within days or after these transmutation sessions. Yes, the cosmic ray material, the gold of the universe, as he said, and many, many other products, the coasters that are used for the table of the new year, was also shown there, creating a perfect star formation, which again, I don't fully understand, but I certainly am fascinated and am going to try and use this idea of being able to understand the knowledge of someone else's soul without going through the physicality. And I think this is a very beautiful way, and this is the way the universe probably works. Because once you get into the universe, if you don't have physicality, you certainly won't be learning through your physicality, but you'll be learning through energy transfers of giving and taking. And this is what the Apple test and the rest of this is all about. So yes, Rick, many, many beautiful products. And as Mr. Keshe said, many of these will become collector's items in the future. Not that you're collecting them or anything like that, but they're quite functional. And I think we'll hear more and more as people become more enamored with the Keshe Foundation store and the quality and the ability of these products to reach and touch in so many different ways. We see the new soap dish. And again, you can use your own soap in there, which you'll get transferred fields to, or you can buy the Keshe Foundation soap. And also there'll be probably an even greater interaction of fields. Again, I know so little of this in the physicality, but I'm hoping to understand more on the soul level, that it then transfer that information, not over years and decades, because we haven't understood a lot, Mr. Keshe keeps reminding us. But as he said with the Chinese and speaking the language, you can learn it within a couple of seconds. Yes, I've been using the Nutrigans product, which is still working well. As I said, February 7th was 30 days that I skipped 2 meals a day, although I'm still drinking coffee during the day and so on. But this has, again, these products have a way of teaching you or ingraining a knowledge within you without you even being aware of it. As I said, I'm not really struggling with this. I had one day where I think I ate too much bread at night and or rolls, and it seemed to cause a little bit of problem with my with an indigestion problem where I couldn't actually pass it. And that's probably because sometimes the physicality thinks it's going to take more to sustain itself for the next day. But now what I'm doing is actually eating the 1 meal a day, but I'm cutting the portion down a bit without any stress, without any problems. And this is the whole idea. Again, these are going to be developed into apps, or as Mr. Keshe said, he's already made the proposal to the Chinese and to Musk, I believe, to put these feeding systems on the satellites. And if that doesn't fly, then there'll be a different way to approach it through the apps or through speakers or through drones that actually will probably create a type of star formation. But again, I would encourage anyone, and we'll hear a lot more testimonials coming out of the Keshe Foundation store. But for me, it's a small step, a very small step, but it's just amazing that it works. I don't fully understand how it works, but I'm learning. Again, one of these is for fruit. As he said, we've put the energy of 1 million apples into this tube. You don't physically get the apple, but you get the energy of the apple by holding it in your right hand. Or you could place it in water, or you could use the cosmic ray communication bundle. And I've been using this one week, another one another week. I don't mean tubes. I'm using 3 or 4 tubes a day. But some days I'm not even using any tubes. Or I'll use 1 tube and I'll still go to dinner and feel no pain and no aggravation. And of course, most of the problems we have, I think, are from killing and destroying other entities, which I've never looked at it that way. But now this is a new enlightenment, a new understanding how we can operate in the universe in this energy dimension. Thank you, Rick. I think that's all. If someone else wanted to add anything else or share what you've discovered. I know the twin cosmic ray MAGRAV systems are being sent out, so I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of testimonials from them. But also, as Mr. Keshe said, that we haven't fully taught you how to trigger some of these systems. And I know he had mentioned this before. So there's a lot more to learn, and hopefully we can start learning in a more rapid way, as Mosfeq was saying, conveying through the trying to understand the knowledge of another soul. And this is the beauty of the elevation of the man, that we don't have to learn through the physicality. We can instantly learn through the transfer of knowledge from one soul to another. Thank you, Keshe Foundation. Yes, this is where you can follow Mr. Keshe on the X platform. As he said, there'll be a lot of knowledge dispersed here. I don't know if there's been any recent posts, but this will also grow and grow, and you'll probably see some of the ads. And it's very easy to join. It doesn't cost anything. There is a way to get verified, but you don't even have to do that to make a post or to make a comment. But they do prefer, I guess, you have pictures and other ways of confirming you. That you go to a sort of a different level. But I think the younger people will have a heyday with these social medias, and humanity is prepared to accept it. I think, as he said, we're introducing energies on this planet that will allow man to understand the totality and the cycle of creation and so many more things. So it's a beautiful future. Continue to look forward to what is being released, or as he said, we don't have to say the technology is coming, the technology is here. So thank you, Keshe Foundation, and thanks to each and every one of the knowledge seekers that are here to serve and expand and support humanity in a beautiful way.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. So much. Explaining beautifully the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful products and how to join Mehranji, Mr. M. Keshe.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear more on
yes.
Thursday. If you need to bring anything or prepare anything from it, it usually comes in an email, but there's still plenty of time to sign up for one of these sessions. This is the February, March, and April. Then we'll continue in May, June, and July, I believe. And just like many sort of reconstructive surgeries in a way, we're not reconstructing anything. I think they're moving things more back into their original position as you were in complete balance when you were in the womb of the mother. So I think this is what's happening, and it can't be sort of put on you or adjusted all at the same time. It's a step-by-step process. But the main point is to keep the Keshe Foundation free, whether you participate in transmutation sessions or you buy a small item as a gift out of the store, or something maybe one of your family members needs, or you'd like to try, and report back. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Come, beautiful soul, be in this transmutation that is very necessary now. Be in this love. Thank you so much. Have this product as gift. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next presentation, my dear Rick. There is a needs and wishes. Okay. So we are here to serve, not to be served, my dear. There is one question from Antonio Palena. Hello, Universal Council, Antonio UCS from Australia. My question, would it be okay to do a short meditation using the great invocation and then keeping the focus on the Ajna center and then Ajna center for say 3 to 5 minutes, and to see if we can create group consciousness and to see what effect it would have. I can say it out loud for everyone. Thank you for asking the question, my dear Antonio. But we are doing in this soul innovation in 3 minutes or 5 minutes is according to all of us. And of course, the intention is elevating humanity to the universal level, to communicate with the universal community, to be merging with the universal community.
Hello.
That is.
Hello.
Yes. Yes. Hello. Hello. Hello, Antonio.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Please.
I nearly fell asleep. Sorry. A bit early in the morning. Yeah. I just. So where are we at? You read the question? Is that right?
Yes. Yes. I read the question.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought as an experiment to say the great invocation, and just for like a short meditation to see how we can connect as a group soul, group consciousness, and see how people feel in a few minutes. If that would be appropriate or not, I don't know.
Well, I will say we are doing it in the Soul Connection, Antonio. But if you come, you are so invited. You are welcome to do the Soul Connection too, according to you. How you want to do that. You are most welcome. When you want to do the Soul Connection, please message us so that you can do as you desire. Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I just thought as a because invocation in the future, instead of prayer, invocation will be more prominent and more connecting with the soul and connecting with the creator. So in the sense of I'll talk about group consciousness, which really hasn't been achieved as yet, as far as I know. But in the future, of course, we work together as one group soul, and we can create that group consciousness through this meditation, using the great invocation as an invocation, is just basically connecting with the creator in a way.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we should. Thank you. And you are most welcome to do your way, your understanding, so that we can join together. Yes, of course. And we are doing it in the Soul Connection, so elevating. That is our invocation that all humanity is going to merge with the universal community. Thank you, Antonio. You are welcome. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, my dear beautiful souls, thank you, Claudia. The tears are like pearls, feeling the Creator's love so immense in these moments. We feel like that, because we have never experienced this love before. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we are here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls. This is the key to all that knowledge, all that ability, all that understanding. Thank you so much, and welcome, Suspagatam into the beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the beautiful energy. As Antonio said, beautiful, conscious beings we are, universal beings we are, in the energy of the all knowledge seekers, those who are doing the most beautiful work all over the world. Thank you. Welcome, join, follow Mehranji, Mr. Mehran Tavakoli Keshe in X. Join, love Keshe Foundation. Thank you. And I will say, home, come home. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, Universal Council.
I annex little words, please. Thank you. Always say thank you so much, beautiful souls, because always they continue follow the ethos, the creator. Please continue work in that direction, because we are the soul of the peace. Continue work for keep the promise, the reach the your own Messiah, your own prophet, because you when anybody learn about the science of the creator, you convert to your own creator. And thank you for sharing your all love and knowledge and your soul to all around that planet, because in that moment is this year is a promise the year, and I wish that I keep that all. Sorry, my English is perfect. Thank you so much for all. Thank you.
Rick, could you have your mic closed perchance?
For some reason, that's true, Mark. It didn't come through here. Sorry about that. I was just about to say that there's a comment in the YouTube from Wawiru that we can end with, who says, "It's always a great way to end my day when I catch you live. I get goosebumps every time I experience your transmission. Let me continue being goose."
Beautiful. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for sharing. Always receive love, always. Thank you.
Here is an example of transmutation. Turning into goose.
Here you go.
So transmutation is happening in real time.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we'll complete today's workshop. If there's no other comments. Well, thank you everybody for attending today's 371st One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. And we thank the members and support members of the Universal Council for putting together today's show and for presenting it as well. And thank you to Mark for co-host as usual. And thank you everybody for being here.
Will we see you in the Keshe Plasma Reactor group coming up, Rick?
Well, no doubt. If all goes well, so far it has, in the last 580 some odd workshops. And we will carry on Thursday, coming up. Oh, in the plasma reactor group. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking that.
Yes.
Yes, you'll definitely see me in the plasma reactor group, which is our next public teaching workshop. Thank you, Mark. And that will be starting at 7 a.m. Central European time, and on Wednesday, March 26th. And it's open to all members of the public. If you have a particular question or something you'd like to show, that's a good place to do that. And so I'm going to say about that, well, it's just open for those that are experimenters in particular. You might be able to get your questions answered and be able to display your apparatus. That was the original intention with that group. Okay, well, I think that's it then.
Well, have some quick dance. quick clap.
Yes,
I mean,
another minute of dancing and
thank
clapping.
you.
Thank you, Shweta.
Yes, enjoy, my dear beautiful soul.
All right, well, we will engage that now. And again, thank you everybody for attending today.